over here. Here's what nobody wants to say, y'all. Okay? When a felon moves in, he isn't just carrying a duffel bag. He is carrying his institutional behavior, his disciplinary write-ups, his manipulative tactics, his violent outbursts, his unresolved issues, and every single impulse. Sorry, y'all. My voice is going. Every single impulse that the prison structure was barely containing. Barely, okay? And now he's bringing that into your living room, your kitchen, and your kid's bedroom. Hope, thank you so much for the fest pops, okay? Drink more water. I don't give a good goddamn. This bitch keeps coming in here trying to... He claims he's not a felon, but he keeps coming in here riding the D of all the felons that have ever existed. I don't give a good goddamn. I'm talking about the babies. And statistically, the babies are not safe. And that is what we are here talking about today. But if you want to go ride the freaking diseased penises of these freaking nasty ass, violent ass criminals that go along and start hurting children and whatnot, then be my guest. But maybe try doing that somewhere else. He thinks he's MLK. Yeah, he needs to go on somewhere because ain't nobody trying to... Just gross. I'm so sick of that mess. Y'all want to sit there and ride so hard for these disgusting people. I don't know. Y'all put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard a news story about a dude that was fresh out of prison that hurt or unalived a child. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard or seen a news story where a felon has come out of prison and then hurt or unalived a child. I am absolutely sick of it. And here on this Sunday morning, I will not abide freaking felon apologists. Exactly, Emmanuel Haro. That dude hurt his own child. And then unalived another one of his own children. Like, this is disgusting. That dude has had... Seriously. Not a child, but definitely their mother. Yes, but that's the thing, though. This is the thing. You need to understand this. If a man is hurting the mother, he is hurting the children. I don't know if y'all heard me on that one. If a man is hurting the mother, he is hurting the children too. Do y'all put a broken heart in the chat if you understand what I'm saying? Felon or not. Felon or not. Y'all need to... Because there's a lot of women that are like... that actually say this. Well, he's a good dad, but he's just cheating on me. You know, he's making my life miserable. He's a good dad, though. No, he's not. No, he's not. He is not a good dad if he is abusing the mama. Because the mothers are the ones that are there to... they're the ones that are doing the most for the children in the first place. And there's so many women that make that excuse. It is abuse. If you are being abused, your children are also being abused, even if he never yells at the children or hits them or anything like that. The babies are being abused if the mama is being abused. It just is what it is. And people, I think the more people put that rationale behind it, I think more women would leave. He is not a good man. He is not a good dad if he is hurting the babies. Not at all. Not at all. Listen. I'm so sorry, y'all. Please like the live. Please share the live. And if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart meal and please subscribe. And please, 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 these live fest GIFTs are very, very important because they cost you the same as a regular GIFT. However, it counts for, each coin counts for 1.5 points, where a regular present counts for 1 point. It's like a 1-for-1 thing. So please, to help me move up in the rankings, to help me stay up in the rankings, because I need to stay in that 500, in that top 500, please use those fest presents, okay? The live fest things, they're really, really important to this campaign. And I really appreciate y'all for that. Thank you so much. All right. So yeah, the children need stability, okay? Children need stability, they need safety, they need peace. And none of that comes from a man who hasn't even proven he can function on the outside, okay? Outside a razor wire fence, okay? You cannot let love... Cleve, thank you so much for the hat and mustache. Thank you. You cannot let love... Oh, thank you so much for the hat and mustache. You cannot let love, okay, cloud the pattern you've already seen on paper. Violations, fights, infractions, aggression, impulsivity, and lack of accountability. Okay? All right? So let's stop sugarcoating this. Okay? When he moves in, your kids become collateral damage of his unfinished work. Okay? His untreated issues, his unstable transition. Okay? If the first warning sign shows up, all right? A life spike, a mood swing, a disappearing act, a relapse, that is your cue. Protect your children, not his re-entry narrative. F him, okay? Because your children only get one childhood, and it should never be some man who is still trying to figure out how to act right in the free world. And with that, let me shout out the top viewers, all right? We got Mandy, number 1. Miriam's number 2. Momo Queen is number 3. Clea Bean is number 4. And Rockstar is number 5. Thank y'all so much for your contributions. All of your contributions have been helping me float this live so I can keep talking about these issues to help get women up out of these situations, to protect women, to protect children, keep women out of orange jumpsuits and all that stuff. Thank you so much. All right. Ugh. Yeah, that Haro guy is just gross. What is this? He can go. I don't have time for dumbasses today. And I really don't have time for dudes, especially because it's dudes. You know what, ladies, when you see this mess in the comments where you got we're talking about the safety of children. I want y'all to put a 1 in the chat if you're clocking this. If you're seeing these men make these idiotic comments trying to defend men when we know for a fact that dudes coming out of prison are actually hurting children. Put a 1 in the chat if you see how these dudes are defending men. I don't have time for it today. There is a thing about a lot of guys where they feel like they're attacked. If one is attacked, they're all attacked. Ew! They don't care about you. They don't care about the children. They only care about themselves. They're scared of losing access to women. And so that means if you're talking about, if we're sitting here having a conversation about how any man is hurting women and children, then they're scared they're going to lose access to women. They don't care about the safety of children. Y'all need to clock that. Whenever you see a man sitting there like, well, it's not all of, even that stupid thing. Obviously, it's not all of them. But damn it. Are you going to sit there and put a python around your baby that could constrict? What do pythons do? They constrict. Are you going to put a pet python around your baby that can't get up and run? You going to do that? Just because you know what I'm saying? Like the likelihood of this, that's stupid. I can't even finish the sentence because it's dumb. You understand what I'm saying? But these guys don't care how dumb it sounds. They're gonna sit there and twist themselves into shitty pretzels to try to make it sound like it is okay to take a risk like that with your babies. The babies are precious. And they have no control over anything. They got no choices. No choices. I'm sick of it. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about physical safety. Who is in your hallway at 2 o'clock in the morning? Dean, what's going on, girl? Yes. Yes, some of the dudes do get with single moms just to get at their kids. I have a whole other live completely dedicated to that. We're going to touch on that in just a moment, but I've got a whole outline dedicated to just that. Actually, and you know what happened with that one, Sam? Sam Sarax? You know what happened with that? I had some freaking felon, some dude, some murderer who spent 19 years in prison got mad at me because I was calling that stuff out. And then he had to proceed to say like how much he likes vagina. That was a whole mess. That guy was a total weirdo. Dean, thanks for getting your daily heart me. That was a weird situation. That guy was a total weirdo. He doth protest too much. Anyway, let's talk about physical safety. Who was in your hallway at 2 o'clock in the morning? Listen, most children's injuries are not random. Look at who just moved in. Okay? Kids who live with an unrelated adult male face a dramatically higher risk of fatal inflicted injury, according to a landmark U.S. study. This is over in the Administration for Children and Families. Y'all could look this up. There is a spike, okay? The spike is large and well documented that when you move in an unrelated adult male, we're not even talking about felons at this point. We're just talking about a man that is not related to the children biologically, that you have a huge risk of that child being hurt. Actually, higher risk of the child being unalived. Okay? The National Child Welfare data shows non-parent partners like mom's boyfriend are frequent perpetrators in the worst cases. Okay, there's a study, there's a child maltreatment annual report for the perpetrator-child relationship. This is coming from the Bureau of Justice, y'all. And we're not even getting into felons yet. We're just talking about free dudes, free guys out here that get involved with a woman with kids. The children have a higher chance of being unalived when you introduce a non-parent partner into the house. Y'all, please like the live, please share the live, and if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me and please subscribe. Okay? Listen, there is a study from the pediatric, like a 2005 study from, oh my God, it's the ACE, golly. There's a lot of data here, okay, about this stuff. I'm not just pulling this information out of my butt here, okay? Let's talk about child SA, okay? Not every new dad is safe. This is something we should know, okay? The boyfriend, having that title boyfriend does not make this man safe for your children, okay? Child protection data consistently shows non-parent caregivers overrepresented among perpetrators, including child SA that end up in a fatality, y'all. Okay? Meaning the child is fatally wounded from being SA'd, okay? So y'all can look at the child maltreatment report for the crisp local numbers for that one, okay? And we're talking about data from the 2021 and 2022 fatalities and relationships. This is real stuff happening. Chantel, thanks for getting your daily heart me. Guardian Grunge, thank you for the fest pops. This is real stuff. Let me shout out the top viewers real quick. Mandy is number 1, Miriam's number 2, Rockstar's number 3, David's number 4, and Chris is number 5. I do appreciate your support. Rockstar, thank you so much for those fest pops. Listen, when I tell y'all, just like Sam was talking about a little bit, yeah, you got to vet your partners, but here's the scary part. It's almost impossible. Okay? But a lot of ladies need to check themselves. and their male-centeredness. I feel like male-centered women have a higher chance of having something bad happen to their children. In my other outline, talking about how these felons are, some of these felons are actually coming out targeting mothers so that they could get at the children. What I'm talking about in here is how the felons don't actually have to groom the children. We hear a lot about child grooming, but in what I'm talking about, the felon's grooming the mama. Okay? He's getting her to do stuff. He's grooming her from the beginning of their relationship. The fact that she's even talking to him at all was the first red flag that she ignored. She will start possibly sending him money, okay, which is another red flag. She's going to put needs over her bills. That's crazy, okay? Third red flag that she's going to ignore is coming to visit him, putting herself out, putting her kids out, okay, and just, okay, to go drive however many hours to go see his ass for a little bit. That's crazy. And then the next one, number 4, is that he might start asking her to, start cash apping folks. Now we're getting to illegal territory. He might start asking her later on to start doing dope drops and whatnot. All these things, all these red flags that she's ignoring, all that stuff escalates. All of it escalates. And by the time he makes it to her house, he already knows. He's groomed her. He has been grooming her since the beginning, y'all. Okay? Man has been grooming this woman since the beginning of their relationship. So by the time he makes it to her house, he already knows that she is going to ignore a lot of stuff because she has been ignoring a lot of stuff, even down to things that could land her in jail herself. So when it comes to her kids, he's got a better chance at hurting those kids. Let's see. Who is this? Multi-dimensional goddess is saying, then these women are kind of slow because why are you, listen. Why can't I pin this comment? Why are you at your grown age let somebody groom you? Listen, multi-dimensional goddess, you got to change your mindset. Okay? A lot of these women have been taught, they have been conditioned that dating a dude in prison is not that big of a deal. Okay? They've seen their moms do it. They've seen their sisters and their aunties and the other women in the neighborhood do it. All these women are being socialized into thinking that that's okay. Okay? So it's not that these women are slow. They're really socialized and then they get manipulated. You can't blame the women. Please don't be in here victim blaming. Okay? Because that's not kind of, like you can't let somebody manipulate you. That's not a thing. You don't realize you're being manipulated. You are victim blaming. You're actually victim blaming. So, and you're saying you were a victim so you get it, but you're victim blaming. Because you just said, how do you let somebody manipulate you? How do you let somebody groom you? You don't let somebody groom you. Because when does that ever happen? When have you ever heard somebody walk up to a woman and be like, hey, let me groom you? Like, that shit doesn't happen. So please don't be in here, you were 16, he was 28, you were a child. Yeah, but you're still in here victim blaming. Okay? And thank you, Mandy. You call somebody slow. Hope, thank you so much for the fest cheers. Let me get you on up here. Yeah, you're calling other women slow, but they got manipulated. That isn't right. And it doesn't matter if you're a victim or not. You still shouldn't be talking shit about victims. That's fucking crazy. Actually, it's beyond crazy. It's actually kind of fucking gross. Because how would you feel if when you were being victimized, somebody sat up and called you fast? Well, you must have wanted it. How would you feel if somebody was talking to you like that as a 16-year-old? Because that's, a lot of people actually do talk about 16-year-olds like that. That's fucking bullshit. So don't be a fucking bitch today Especially as somebody that was a victim. That's actually real cunty of you. I'm going to say that. I'm going to drop the C-bomb. That's real cunty. And not in the good way. Let's see, someone grown can't be a victim. There's no age to be a victim. No, that's fucking stupid, honey Nicole. Someone grown. People are victims all. Okay, I can't deal with y'all. Because y'all are being ignorant bitches. Yes, grown people are victimized all the time. Are you... Yeah, exactly. David, you can be a victim without even knowing it. Y'all, I don't have time for stupidity today and victim blaming and just all out nastiness, because it's fucking bullshit. Because the ladies that are talking like that are the ladies that are like, those are like the prime targets. When you think you're smarter than everybody, then you're dumbass thinking you're smarter than everybody. You're exactly the kind of person that would be freaking victimized. Yeah, Rockstar, yes. It's like, how you, I can't. I don't want to spend too much time on it because we're talking about the babies today. Y'all, please like the live, please share the live, and if you can contribute to the live goal, that'd be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me and please subscribe really quick. Yeah, they're male-centered women that will put their kids in jail. Shit, they're just assholes. Especially the one over there talking about she was a victim as well. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, let's see. I'm number 290 in the Live Fest Power League Round 1. Okay? Thank y'all so much for keeping me up here in the top 500. I appreciate you. Butterfly, thank you so much for the Fest Pop. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. There's not going to be any victim blaming in here. I don't go for that. I've seen too much shit to fucking allow that shit in my damn off time. That's fucking dumb. So, yeah, you've got these children. Nola, what's going on? Oh, Nola, you're out of church, lady. You out of church? Hey, we're supposed to be doing like a battle prep today because I got a big ass battle tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. And so Nola's coming in to help me do the battle prep because I ain't never had one of them things. Pretty Barbie, what's going on, lady? Yeah, because I got to learn how to do this stuff because I ain't never had like a real battle. Like my face is on there and everything. Oh, I'm going to show y'all. It's crazy. Like it's the lineup for the thing. I've never ever done one of these before like this. I mean, I've had, littler battles, but this is like an official, like, oh shoot, you're in a battle kind of thing. Hold on. Oh shoot, I need to be doing my bonus hour. Well, I don't know. I'll do that later. Let me see. Let me do. Hold on. Match coming up. Okay. Yeah. Sunday fun day. And then there's me. Yeah. And I'm battling this lady right here. Yeah. That's us right there. So, my time, 9 p.m. Eastern, my time. Yeah. Yes, anyone who is physically or mentally vulnerable at any... Yeah, I mean, like, anybody can be a victim at any time. Why are the kids in danger? The kids are in danger because mom let a felon in the house. So, we're going to get back to that real quick. Okay. Oh, I thought my clock stopped. All right. So, yeah. Not every new dad is safe. There's a lot of dudes that show up trying to hurt babies. Okay? They do it. It happens. It's gross. Okay? You laughing over there, 1G? How about you get your clown ass up out of here? I think he's a bot. Anyway. So let's talk about domestic violence exposure. If he relapses, everyone pays. Y'all, just like I was talking about earlier, if a child is witnessing abuse, even if they're not, the kid is being abused, okay? The kid is being abused. Even if they're not getting touched, okay? Even if they're not getting hit, yelled at, none of that stuff. If there is domestic violence happening, like the dude is beating on the mama, the children are in fact being abused, okay? And I think more women need to understand this, okay? I think the more women that understand, like, yeah, that is actual child abuse, okay? The more might get the fuck out of these damn situations, okay? Reentry stress plus control equals children living in a war zone. Okay? Reentry stress. What the hell does that mean, Lavender? Well, hell, listen. When you've got a society that does not make it easy for people to come out of prison and live like a normal life, okay? Because it's hard to find jobs. They're going to have like low paying jobs. You're going to have a bunch of broke dudes with like almost no opportunities. And yeah, there's probably going to be somebody in here like, well, my man got a CDL. Good for you. But the majority of the dudes coming out of prison aren't doing well. Okay? The majority of them are laying up at some woman's house. Hey, Destiny, thank you so much for the fest pop. They're laying up at some woman's house and she is providing everything, even down to the underwear and socks. Okay, he can't do anything for himself. Alicia, thank you so much for the fest pops. So he gets upset because he's feeling emasculated because the patriarchy says that he is supposed to be the one in charge of everything. Okay, come on now. If he's not in charge of everything because he's not making the money, that's going to make him abominable. And a lot of times these dudes take that out on the lady that he's with. All right. So you got the reentry stress plus control equals kids living in a war zone, okay? Recidivism is common. 5 in 6 state prisoners released in 2005 were rearrested within 9 years. 44% of them were arrested again in 1 year. That's almost half of the people that got released. And it takes about 9 years for them to come out with this data. Okay? You can't judge reentry success. And that's a whole other thing to me because I think the reentry places are scams. Listen. Within 1 year, 44% of people that get out of prison go back. 9 years, 5 out of the 6 people that got released go back. The children are exposed to way higher risks of injury, trauma, and later behavioral issues. Okay, this is according to the Bureau of Justice. All right. Have y'all ever heard about the resilience of children? Have you ever heard about how kids bounce back? Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard somebody talking about children bouncing back. Children are resilient. Oh, they're going to be okay. They're going to go through some stuff, but it's going to be all right. It's lies. It's lies, y'all. The children are not all right. When children are growing up in a situation where they're seeing their mother getting abused, yes, Momo, exactly. They absorb it. They absorb it. They absorb all of that. And if they're not getting any kind of help to process what's happening, they are going to be royally jacked up when they grow up. Well, not even when they grow up. They're going to be royally jacked up immediately. And it's going to keep on going until they end up in prison themselves. Please like the live. Please share the live. And if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heartbeat and please subscribe. The children are going to absorb it all. They're going to absorb it all, and they are not going to be okay. You cannot put kids through hell and then just believe that they're going to be fine tomorrow. That is not how it works. Those kids will be damaged, all right? Because they do not bounce back. They absorb all of that, all right? So the kids okay, with a currently or formerly incarcerated parent show elevated and internalizing. There is a thing where when stuff happens in a kid's life, they think it's their fault. I don't know why it is. But children have this weird thing that they do where everything is their fault. If their parents are fighting, somehow they believe it's their fault. Parents get divorced, somehow it's their fault. They really think that everything is tied to them. I don't know why. Actually, I wish somebody could explain that to me, why children always think everything is their fault. But when they internalize that stuff, that's where you're going to see some anxiety and depression symptoms happening with those babies. Okay? But they're not just internalizing that, and we know they're not. Chantel, thanks for the fest pop. They're also externalizing. Okay? They've got aggression issues. They're out there acting out. Okay? Oh, okay, Rockstar. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah, have a good time at church. Listen, there's worse. Oh my God. The school outcomes for these children are even worse. Okay. So there's stuff from PubMed and UChicago Medicine. Okay. That shows that, that's got like the large US reviews and foundation briefs. Okay. On that stuff. But the NIH and the PMC, analyzes on parental incarceration and there's some bullshit, but it's there. Like, y'all can go find it, okay? Because this is a widely known thing that the children are not okay when they are witnessing this kind of mess. All right? Yeah. So let's talk about the next thing. Let's talk about financial safety. Bills, food, and stability. That thing that the inmates are looking for. They're going to your house to find that stability. They want that food, and they want their bills paid, and they want that money. But guess what? A lot of times, they're going to be taking it all. So what happens to your children? They're going to be sucking up all the money, and the kids get what? Okay? Can your budget actually carry another grown adult with barriers to work? Probably not. Okay, so after prison, oh my gosh, Dean, yeah, I can imagine it'll take a long time for people to recover after getting rid of Come on now, after prison, people face very high unemployment, okay? About 27% unemployment rate for felons coming out of prison. That is crazy. And steep earning penalties because they were out of the workforce. Okay, around 50% or lower for those earning penalties. Okay, and especially in the first year, which raises risk of food, rent, and utility insecurities. Okay? And guess who's going to feel that first? The children who are just along for the ride, the children that had no choices are going to feel it first. Okay? There are so many women that have gotten on here and talked about how, like housing an inmate destroys their lives financially. Okay, not just the mental health stress and the possible physical dangers, but financial. It turns into a financial mess. First of all, taking care of these guys while they're locked down, it's up a lot of money. Yes, Tina. Yes, it's harder for them to get employed. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, David, it does. Yes. So these women are already contributing a bunch to these guys while they're locked up. Like for what? Okay. So that's a lot of money gone. Now, y'all remember when I talked, hey, Sonny, Anna went to a hotel, but that dude still has her property. We're waiting on some more updates. Rockstar is talking to her and she will update us. So that's all I got right now. But I guess he still has her wallet. I don't know. I'm not sure if if she got her car back, because he left. Actually, yeah, he probably took the car because he left before the police got there. So I guess that's the last thing we got. Yeah, Sonny. What was I saying? Okay. So this guy is not going to be able to pay for anything. There's been a lot of women that come up here talking about how they lost everything, like trying to keep that man happy because they were getting manipulated into it. And they were sacrificing a lot. They're sitting there robbing Peter to pay Paul, basically, to try to make sure they put money on the books, money on the phone, were able to visit, all that stuff, send care packages, all that crap. Okay? And then he gets home, okay, and he can't work. So she is having to play catch up for who knows how long, trying to make ends meet while he's sitting at the house. And then on top of it, because he can't earn anything, he's getting mad at her because he can't earn anything. Like it's just too much stress, y'all. It's just dumb. Like, just don't. These guys don't care. And a lot of women's lives get ruined. Okay? Yes, exactly, Pretty Barbie. Broke men financially abuse women with their money, with her money. Yes, they do, all the time, and we see it so much in here. And that's why I say just ditch him when he goes to jail. Like, there's no reason to stay around. Like, just get out of there. It's for your benefit to get up out of there. Please like the live. Please share the live. And if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heartbeat and please subscribe. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and also subscriptions are half off during Live Fest. Half off for the first month during Live Fest. Tina, thanks for the fest, for the fest spot. Thank you. Hey, let me see if I can find Unfuckwithable. Thank you for the fest pop. Y'all. So let's talk about what happens after these ladies go broke. Because a lot of them do. Oh, crap. That's right. I forgot to mention. There's another thing. Again, y'all see those women that are recruiting other women into dating felons and stuff? There's like a bunch of toxic prison wives or toxic prison girlfriends, whatever, in these communities where they're trying to suck more women into that. Because it's like a multi-level marketing scheme, y'all. Okay? It's like multi-level marketing, okay? Because what happens is these ladies are going broke trying to sustain these dudes in prison, and they need more women. They need more women getting involved to help take some of the load off. Because some of these women will be asking these new ladies for money. Hey, can I borrow $20 from you? I'll pay you back later. Because like my man needs this and I gave him this, but now I have to pay a bill. Y'all will hear stuff like that. Okay? Y'all will hear stuff like that. There are women that are hunting fresh women down to try to take resources from them as well, because their resources are being taken by the dude in prison. It is crazy. Like, a lot of women are going broke, and so you've got these women doing their multi-level marketing scheme, okay, to try to get some more money in there, because the more women they get, the more women they suck up into this nonsense, the easier it is for them to, pay their boyfriend's way and also, keep food on the table and keep the lights on. It's freaking gross, okay? That's an MLM reverse with the inmates being on the bottom. No, actually, no, it's actually the inmates are on the top on this one, actually. They're the ones getting the most. David. Okay, so let's talk about what happens when the women go broke. Now you're talking about housing insecurity. Okay, from couch surfing to homelessness. These ladies are losing everything, okay? No lease equals no bedtime routine. That the kids are going to have problems. I've seen way too many stories now. I don't know why the women, lost their homes in these stories that I've heard. But I've heard, did y'all remember that, was it last year or the year before? There was a young woman. She's not a young woman. She's a little girl. I can't remember how old she was. If she was like 12, 14, something like that. Unfuckwillable, thank you for getting your daily heart me. And thanks for the fest pop. But do y'all remember this story? It was all over TikTok where this little girl fell asleep. Like she was on a school trip to a courtroom. Okay. And she fell asleep. She was there sitting in. It's not like she was at court because she was being talked to like she was in trouble. She wasn't in trouble. She was a part of a school group watching how court works. And she fell asleep. And the judge put her in handcuffs and had her changed into a prison jumpsuit. Something. But she was just there. And the judge had her put on a prison jumpsuit and locked her up. Yeah. And like the internet was outraged. Actually, that guy got suspended. That judge got suspended. Yeah. But it turned out the reason she was falling asleep was because her family was homeless. Her family was homeless. Why? Because that dude was a dick. That's why. That dude was a dick. And I'm glad. I don't know how long he got suspended from the bench, but I'm glad it happened. He was a piece of shit. And then he offered to like mentor her. And it's like, dude, no, you need to stay far away from that little girl. No, like, why would her parents want you anywhere near her? You just put her in handcuffs because she fell asleep. Now, he probably didn't get removed, but he did get, well, I don't know. I don't know what happened to him after the suspension. Medusa, what's going on? Hey, I don't know what happened to him after the suspension. But yeah, that little girl was actually homeless. Medusa, thanks for getting your daily heart me. So they were couch surfing. They were not, they were not living in the same place every night. And so that was really affecting the little girl's sleep. And she fell asleep in this class trip. When that came out, like there was a whole outpouring of support and stuff like that. And hopefully, you found it? Judge Kenneth King. Yeah, that dude's a dick. Yeah, he's a fucking dick. And yeah, it definitely traumatized her. Yeah, he was a piece of shit. No, he didn't know she was homeless. Oh, Medusa, thank you so much for the fest gear. I really appreciate the fest gear during Live Fest, Medusa. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the fest pops. No, he didn't know. Nobody knew. That came out like, yeah, the mom spoke out about it and was like, we're homeless. Yeah. So yeah, y'all, there are families becoming homeless because the moms got manipulated into taking care of an inmate. And y'all, I know it is really, really hard to understand how can a woman put a man ahead of the home for her children. And I'm telling you, yeah, this morning, yeah, because I wanted to do something, but I realized like I'm missing something. And so I don't want to do it. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah. I'm in normal clothes today. Yeah, it's very unfun, I guess. But, oh shoot, please like the live, please share the live, and if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me, and please subscribe. And Fallon, thank you so much for liking the live. Thank you. And Miriam, thanks for liking the live. Yeah, they're still socializing women to think they need to put the man first with the red pill stuff. Exactly, Dean. That is where I was about to get into. Yes, ma'am. There are so many women that are, golly, and it's like, I know a lot of people are like, how does somebody do that? How does somebody spend up all their money like that? People do it a lot. People do it with gambling. People do it with drinking. People do it with drugs. Okay? This kind of stuff happens a lot. But when it comes to being manipulated, a lot of people are like, well, how do you let that happen? Well, we just saw that shit in here. We had a whole victim. No, and that's the thing. Unfuckwithable. No, 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 no. No. A lot of these ladies are actually not desperate. I have a whole outline talking about the women that these dudes target. A lot of them wear their hearts on their sleeves. But these dudes learn master manipulation while they're in prison from real scary people. Okay? If they weren't that good at being a manipulator before, they learn it in prison. They have empathy and they care, and they're trying to make sure that this guy doesn't end up in a bad way. Plus, we are in a patriarchy, and so a lot of women are socialized to believe like, oh, stand by your man. And it's not just y'all, it's not just these women that end up with felons. When you take a few steps back, it's women in this country, it's women in general. Okay, it's women in general. Even when it comes down to that woman that's married to the lawyer, okay? Woman married to a lawyer, married to a high-powered lawyer. Yeah, she's not putting any money on the books or anything like that because he's a free guy and he's making money, sure. But what is she putting up with? A lot of those dudes are out there cheating on their wives. Sometimes they're hitting their wives, okay? It's crazy. But the women are socialized to stick with the guy, okay? Oh, we don't get divorced over here because it's embarrassing. So the women are taught to just grit and bear it. Okay? So that whole stand by your man rhetoric happens to women everywhere. It doesn't matter what your socioeconomic class is. It doesn't matter your ethnicity. None of that stuff. Women all over the place, no matter who you are, where you live, all that stuff. In this country, we are taught from little girls to stand by your man, okay? So it's any woman that is male-centered. This could happen to anybody, okay? It just so happens we're talking about women that are involved with inmates, but it is the same story. It's just some of the variables are different, okay? A whole show was made about a woman staying with her cheating husband, The Good Wife. Man, yeah, see, like, that's the kind of thing. But this stuff happens all the time, okay? So let me shout out the top viewers real quick. Miriam's number 1. Momo Queen is number 2. David's number 3. Hope is number 4. And Chris is number 5. Thank y'all so much for your contributions. I really do appreciate you. Yeah, it's really sad because like a lot of people don't seem to put those things together. You know, it's like we call out the women that are involved with these guys, but it's like, listen, the women that are rich, we don't call them out for sticking around with a man that's being an asshole. Even though they could be going through the exact same kind of abuse pattern as the woman, you know, who's dealing with an inmate. The only difference is she's got money over here and he's not a felon, and he's broke and a felon, but it's the exact same abuse. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm talking about. It's the same abuse. But we don't call out that other woman for staying around. And we don't ask why she's there. We don't sit there and berate the rich lady. We make excuses, actually, for the rich lady. Well, she's there because of the money. I don't know, what's she going to do? But the thing is, she's being abused in the same ways, and her children are watching the abuse. The children are witnessing the abuse because abuse is happening everywhere. But nobody is sitting there, and actually a lot of people don't even call her a victim. Have you noticed that? If a woman's got a lot of money, nobody's really calling her a victim. Nobody's acknowledging that she's being victimized by her husband. Unless it's something crazy, like if it's something sexual or something, or if she's getting hit. But if there's other kind of abuse happening, most of the time nobody's referring to that rich lady as a victim. It's just, I don't know, but it's that same stuff. It's that same stand by your man bullshit. Okay? I know a girl that got her teeth knocked out. Got veneers and she was happy. Jeez Louise, that is fucking sad. It's as if she's being paid to endure the abuse. Yeah, Miriam. Exactly. But because the women that are involved with felons aren't getting anything of any kind of monetary value. We, as a society, call those ladies stupid. Have y'all noticed that? Put a broken heart in the chat if we're on the same page. We don't call the women that are being abused in those rich situations stupid. But she's being abused the same way as a woman that's with a broke ass dude, a felon. We're calling the lady with the felon stupid, but not the lady with the money. But it's the exact same kind of abuse. It's because we tolerate abuse as a society. We are socialized to tolerate abuse if there's money involved. If the guy's got some money. I don't know. Put a 1 in the chat if that's the first time that you've even thought of that. If that's the first time that you thought about those two things, putting them together. We as a society tolerate the abuse of women if there's money involved. We really do. It's kind of messed up. We've got all the smoke. Yeah, it is. Yes, straight manipulation. But yes, it is. It's because we're socialized to believe that as long as he has money, we can handle it. Let's see. Been going on all along. There's no way to... Okay, y'all, please like the live. Please share the live. And if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart meal and please subscribe. What's going on with this thing? Why does it want me to get sweaty teddies? Am I supposed to be getting sweaty teddies? Oh, shit. I forgot about those sweaty teddies. Look, because I've been doing live fast. So let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about this. Neglect and CPS involvement. Okay? When the adults spiral, CPS shows up, y'all. Okay? 7% of the U.S. foster care entries are directly due to parental incarceration. Okay? Broader estimates suggest 15 to 20% of kids in the child welfare system have an incarcerated parent. Okay? And parental rights can be terminated. All right? In tens of thousands of cases over the last decade. Listen. I don't know. I'm thinking back to that situation where that child got taken because his mama was putting the, you thought it was drugs? Yeah. Right? That little boy that was taken from his mother because she brought, drugs into my prison. He went straight to foster care. Dad's in prison. Mom's in prison now. Straight to foster care. The stuff is messed up. Let's see. According to the national statistic, 550,000 children are known to U.S. authorities as having been abused. Yeah, this is jacked up. Is that little boy okay? I have no idea. I don't know. They didn't give us updates or anything. I don't know. This was a long time ago, too. Hell, that little boy right now is probably around 10 or something. I don't know. He might be a teenager. No, shit. That was a long-ass time ago. That kid's a teenager now. Damn. Yeah, and I'll just always remember that kid. Well, because that's the last time I saw him. He was like a little baby, a little 10-month-old baby. Yeah. So let's talk about substance use and overdose risk. Listen, y'all. Sometimes you got people, sometimes these guys were on something before they went to prison. Okay? That happens a lot. Okay. Yeah. Fine. All right. Your cup came finally? Yay! Good. Good. Okay. How's Anna? Last I heard, and actually, let me check. Let me see if there's any updates from her. Because last I heard, and I heard this from Rockstar, who had been talking to her. She went to a hotel. Yeah, I haven't heard anything else from Anna, but she went to a hotel. Dude left before the cops came, so he probably still has her car, but I didn't get any confirmation if the dude left the car or what. But she's safe physically, but I don't know about her property. But yeah, hold on a second. So let's talk about substance abuse. Y'all, sometimes these dudes are using substances when they go to, or before they go to prison. But if they're not, a lot of these guys start using when they get to prison. I found out when I was a uniformed officer that a lot of dudes were using in prison because they were just bored. Because prison's boring. Okay? It's boring. So you might not have known him to be using anything. Again, this is why I say ditch that man. There's so many reasons I say ditch that man when he goes to jail. Gee whiz. Yunji, what's going on? Yeah, ditch him when he goes to jail. You don't know what the man's doing in there. He's not going to tell you, hey, man, I did like a bunch of meth. He's not going to tell you that. Okay? He's not going to tell you. So, he might have been clean. He might not have even been doing anything. Then he goes to jail. He picks up new habits. Comes out of prison. Now he's got all these habits. Okay? That you don't even know about. This dude, add the essay part in prison. Joe, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Please tell me this is a bot. No, this is a human being. How about you go talk about the essay part in prison? You mean the essay part in prison that's almost non-existent? But y'all keep thinking that this shit is Oz? Y'all motherfuckers want to sit there and talk about that shit as if, like, most of the dudes in prison right now that are having intercourse are, like, actually active, willing, happy participants in the intercourse that's going on. No. No. No, I know, like, a lot of dudes are messing with men, but he's saying SA. That's a big-ass difference. There's sexual assault, and there's dudes just having fun together, and the majority of them, nope, there is actually not a whole lot of grape happening in prison. No, there's not. That is a lie. Listen. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, there's a weird ass misconception. No, there's not. I'm going to tell you, I promise you. The majority of the sex, listen, y'all, the majority of the sex happening in prisons these days, meaning after 2003, the majority of it is consensual. Okay? The majority of it is consensual. There's a lot of guys that might, there's not a whole lot of it going on. That is sensationalized TV bullshit. Okay? The majority of the intercourse happening in prison is consensual. Now, when it actually is grape, for the most part, the dudes don't even know that they're being graped. Y'all, they don't even know that they are being abused. Y'all, please like the live. Please share the live. And if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart meal and please subscribe. When the guys are actually being abused, most of them don't even know they're being abused because they're being coerced. A lot of those guys that are actually in grape situations don't realize that there was a weird abuse of power. Like there was a power imbalance. Okay, or it was like a quid pro quo thing. It's just something nasty. Okay, like a guy owed money for commissary items that he was, not borrowed, but you can't borrow a soup or anything. But like the guy owed extra and he couldn't pay, so now he's got to suck some guy's dick. That is grape. Okay, that's grape. All right. But he might think that it's his idea because he's like, okay, well, it's either this or I get beat up. I'll pick this. Okay? Or another situation where guys don't understand that they've actually been raped because they don't understand consent is when a dude is freaking like somebody's feeding somebody else drugs. And they're feeding a dude drugs. And then, oh, it's like, oopsie, oh, now we're having intercourse. But it was the other guy's plan the whole time to get the other dude high so that he could take advantage of him. That's great. But the other guy might not even realize he's being raped because what a lot of men think rape is, and I'm going to say it, a lot of men think that sexual assault is somebody getting beat up. Yes, that is. But a lot of men have been socialized to believe that that's all it is. Okay? That's all SA is somebody's getting beat up or held at pew pew point or knife point or something like that. That is not the only way that people are SA'd. Okay? There are threats. Okay? Like, do this or we're not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend anymore. That's grape. There's, you want to have sex? You want to do it? You want to do it? Hey, you want to do it? You want to, until the person finally says yes, that's grape. Okay? There's getting somebody intoxicated and taking advantage of them. That is grape because they can't consent. Okay? So I'm telling you, as somebody that was internal affairs that had to deal with this stuff and has been to lots of training for this, what a lot of y'all sitting there thinking that like dudes are over there just like boom, 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 and then they're like taking it. That is not, it's happening, but it's so small. In the grand scheme of things, that kind of attack is very, very, very uncommon. It's very uncommon. But when it's actually coercion, even that's less common. In the grand scheme of sexual contact in prisons, the majority of it is dudes that are happily willing to go and do the stuff. Please like the live. Please share the live. And if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart meal and please subscribe. So, no. And today, and I don't know why Joe decided to come and ask me about that. You go make a fucking video about it, dude. I don't give a shit about that because I don't know what y'all men think that everybody have. I think it's because a lot of y'all don't want to admit that dudes are just in there willingly taking their clothes off, or willingly up in the showers, or willingly under the sheets, or willingly in the bathroom stalls, or willingly like wherever the hell they're deciding to do this stuff. But most of the dudes are like 100% totally happy to get it on. Okay? Most of the prison stuff is happening. It is not great. Yeah, it doesn't fit their narrative because it's like, yeah, no. But it's like the majority of the time is the bigger problem that we just need to explain consent as a society. That's really a big thing because a lot of people don't understand what consent is, and actually a lot of men have been socialized to rape people. It's in our media. Coercion is grape, and a lot of men have been socialized to believe that coercion is fine. And a lot of women have actually been brought up to believe that coercion is fine as well. So yeah, we do have a problem in our country about consent. Like, we have a problem about what actual grape is, the different types that are going on, and like what consent, there's a problem in our country. Yes, it's almost romanticized. It's gross. It's really gross. Yes, asking over and over and over until you give in is definitely coercion. That is a crime. It is a crime. Let's see. Where are we at with this? Ooh, okay. Here we are with the fest pipes. All right. I thought Nola was here. I thought we were going to do a practice. I don't know. I do need to get ready. Oh, wait. Who sent that? Oh. Alicia, thank you so much for the fest gear during Live Fest. Thank you, Alicia. Sabrina, thank you so much for the fest pops. Y'all. But yeah, so these guys are going in there using dope, okay, coming out with real nasty habits, okay, and then bringing that stuff to your house. Y'all. Oh, you like the mic singing my song? I got this for $10 at Five and Below. It's crazy. Yes, Pretty Barbie getting aggressive when she says no. Or something Ajax can't watch. Ugh. That's like the harshest soap. So yeah, these guys come home with jacked up stuff. They come home with substance abuse problems that the lady might not have even known about. Ms. Brown, thank you so much for power sharing the live. Yeah, Pretty Barbie, exactly. Bringing that stuff home, bringing a nasty element to your house. He got his dope dealers showing up to your house. Maybe he's leaving stuff out there around your children. And then your kids get into that stuff. Because again, these guys don't really care. Wow, that's crazy. Aw. Yeah, I didn't know about that in Louisiana that they send a letter to your family. That's actually kind of cool. That's cool. But I mean, yeah. And these guys are catching it because, I mean, they're not all getting... Y'all, do you know what would happen? Because, okay, and I need y'all to understand this because, again, this isn't Oz, y'all. This ain't Oz. Dudes are not in there getting, like, beat up and took like that. And I need you to understand this. Like, I need y'all to finish the thought. Could you imagine the lawsuits? Well, actually, no, I think y'all don't understand. Because, you know, like, not a lot of people, like, in the grand scheme of things, not a whole lot of people actually work in prisons all over the country. Like, it's weird. So I don't think the public understands. There would be freaking lawsuits all the time. People would be getting fired. The country, we would go bankrupt if, like, if the freaking people in prison were sitting there, like, getting took like that. Like, that, there would be so many problems. Actually, y'all got to understand the reason that the Prison Rape Elimination Act, PREA, the Prison Rape Elimination Act of 2003 came into, you know, was signed into law 2003 by George W. Bush. It was because people were getting beat up and took, y'all. Because, well, men. It was actually created for men because men were getting beat up and took. Okay? Y'all. Excuse me. That was the lamest sneeze. I apologize. Listen, what's Oz? Oz is a TV show on HBO where it's about prison and dudes are just getting raped like all day long. Thank you, Destiny. Listen. So yeah, they had to make the law because there was so much abuse happening and it was really, really bad. Okay, so we had a law. And there's cameras everywhere now and mirrors where they can't put the cameras so that there's no blind spots or mostly no blind spots. Yeah, it's an over-exaggerated prison show for HBO, exactly. But a lot of people think that, oh my God, it's the same thing with like chomos. A lot of people think that chomos are getting beat up in prison like every single day, like all day long, like chomos are getting beat up. No, they're not, y'all. Y'all, if you actually looked at if you were able to look, you could take a prison, pick a prison, any prison in the United States, and you look at who's actually there. What the hell fell? And you look at who's actually there. Like a huge chunk of the dudes are chomos. There's so many chomos in prison that, I mean, it would just be round the clock ass whoopings, which would mean lawsuits. Lawsuits. Essence, thank you for the rose. That crap is happening it's happening, but it's not happening the way a lot of people out here think it's happening. And the same thing goes for people getting SA'd in prison. It's happening, but not the way you think it's happening. And not in the, Not in the frequency that y'all think is happening. It's just not. Queen Miss, thank you so much for the fest pop. Because, yes, I did work in a prison, and I was, at the end of my career, I was an internal affairs investigator. So I worked with, like, a bunch of law enforcement agencies. I've dealt with, I was a part of an association for, the Southern Prison Association, Correction Association, shit. But dealt with shit and statistics from, like, all over the country. Like, it is not what y'all think it is. Like, it is not what y'all think. Please like the live, please share the live, and if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me and please subscribe. Now, actually, let me rephrase that. It's not as bad as y'all think it is for men, but for women, it's a totally different story. Women in corrections are not safe. Women in corrections are not safe at all. See, when they made Priya, and now let me get through the rest of this outline because I'm almost done, and I'm about to get into this real thing that y'all do need to know. Shorty, thank you so much for power sharing the live. Okay. Wait, what was that? So why did W sign it into law? You mean he did something incorrect? Yeah, he did, because people were getting brutalized, but men were getting brutalized, and let me get to that in a minute. Okay, so yeah. Drugs in the household. There have been children that have been unalived, put in the hospital, stuff like that, because they got into somebody's drugs in the house. Okay. Also, this dude's bullshit can bring drug dealers to the house, drug using peers, police showing up all the time because, okay, and the kids are exposed to danger and neglect. All right. This is a very real thing. And then the last thing I want to talk about is rule violations, door kicks, and night arrests. If your guy goes back into bullshit, goes back into doing bad shit, and he's at your address, the cops are coming to your house to find him, and they're going to kick in the door. And guess what, y'all? The police are not going to give a shit that you are a mother with children, little children in the house that could be traumatized. They do not care. Okay, so if you've got kids in the house, but you let this man parole out to you, and he's a piece of shit, and he's over there doing a bunch of bad stuff, the police do not give a fuck about your kids. And you know why they don't give a fuck about your kids? Because to them, you didn't give a fuck about your kids when you let that dude into your house. Ladies, you've got to stop letting these dudes parole out to your house. They do not give a shit. Nobody gives a shit about your kids, and if you don't care about them, nobody will. The cops aren't going to sit there and do like a cute little... They're not doing that shit. They're busting that damn door down. They're showing up with freaking guns out. And there have been children who have been pew-pewed by the police. I don't know of any cases right off the top of my head, but I do know of a case recently where a family had to call the police because there was an intruder. And I think the little boy was 9. I think it happened last year, but the little boy was 9 years old and he got shot in the chest by the cops. They were the ones in danger. He's a little kid, gets shot in the chest by the police. Y'all. And this was something where they were in danger. We're talking about when the cops show up, when we're talking about a known criminal, they assume that the dude's got pew-pews. If you got a little kid getting up in the middle of the night to go get some water, I gotta tell you right now, the police are afraid. Y'all don't know this because they don't say this, because they don't want you knowing that they're scared. But I'm gonna tell you something. Back in 2018, when I was going to my FBI course for crisis negotiation, okay, I was in school with a bunch of cops from all over the state, y'all. And I remember being at lunch, and this is the first time that I realized that cops are just scared all the time. Yeah, they got their pew-pews on their hips, but they are freaking terrified when they clock into work. And they're terrified until they get out of work and get safely home. Yes, they are human. They are scared to death that they are going to die every single day. And that makes them extremely jumpy. And that makes them extremely, oh shit. And so if you let a man parole out to your house and he is doing the most, And now you've got cops coming in, busting down your door because you had to get your back broke out, and this dirty dick motherfucker from prison was the one to do it, and you let him come home with you and your kids, but he's over there doing dirt still and doing things to get locked up, and now the police are coming up and they're busting in your house, and you got a little child going to get some water or going to the bathroom, and they're walking around. When those people bust up in your house and they see movement in the dark, they might pew your child. What the fuck? Stop letting these dudes parole out to your house. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Oh my God. I'm so sick of seeing shit. I don't want to see another one of these stories. Stop eating and abetting. What? Are you saying aiding and abetting? Sarah, what the fuck? I was like, stop eating in bed. Okay, Sarah, go back and read that shit, because that shit was funny. We need to legislate for mental health workers to be first responders. I'm sorry. What are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, like, are you trying to suggest that I'm eating in bed? Not being, oh God. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, she's calling me out because I was eating peanut M&Ms. But I was like, okay, aiding and abetting. That was cute. Yeah, Serenity, you're eating in bed currently, like, damn. How did she know? Sarah, I'm sorry. That was too cute. That was too cute. It was too funny. Okay, so yeah. Let's go back to... Let's see, yeah. The women are prioritizing spending their money on men over their children. Yes. But it's sad because it's like... They got manipulated into it, but it's like, oh my God, lady. And that's what makes it really hard for people. That's what makes it really hard. Jen. Police shouldn't be in the job after 20 years. What? That doesn't make no difference. That doesn't make a difference. The cops are just going to be scared. The cops start out scared. They're scared when they start the job. They're scared every day on the job, and they're scared until they retire. It doesn't matter. I mean, they might be less scared after 20. Actually, I don't know. Like, but no, it's like those younger cops are scared to death, and they're the ones that are going to be your first responders. Yes, fear is a human emotion. Yeah. And those guys have a lot of it. They got a lot of it. Those guys that you see busting in doors, like, they're not like all brave. They're scared to death. Let's see, your best friend did it and lost her place twice because the police kicked it in her door. Yeah, that is craziness. Please like the live. Please share the live. And if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me and please subscribe, y'all. Oh, yeah, and the subscriptions are half off for the first month during Live Fest, all right? It is amazing. Actually, it's a pretty cool thing. Let me see where I'm at in the rankings real quick. And then I'm going to go right back to prison because I'm done with this part. But I want to make sure y'all understand. Like, this shit with the prison shit, like, it's... Damn it. I slipped down to 300. I'm still in the top 500, but I slipped down some. Yikes. Ooh, but I do have a double points thing. I'm going to save that thing because I'm going to save it. Let's see. You'll say that the cops need more training on reactive abuse. Yeah, they do, but they ain't gonna get it. They ain't gonna get it because they're still gonna be scared because every situation is different. Like they get training, but they're just like they're just fucking scared. Like that's the thing. Like they're scared to death all the time. And yeah, that I don't know how that would work. All right, let me see. Where am I at? Ooh, top 20%. See, I thought I got my two fragments last night, but I guess I didn't. I didn't make it in time, I guess. Let's see. Your ex first actually getting arrested for DV. You felt bad for him. My kid, no matter. Yeah, your kids matter more. Yeah, just ditch him when he goes to jail, y'all. Ditch him when he goes to jail. Shit, I can't remember what I was going to talk about with the prison stuff. Oh, yeah. Women being unsafe in prison, y'all. I have a whole outline dedicated to that. Because the stuff that y'all are thinking about, like with the grapes and stuff, that's mostly happening to women in prison. The dudes, yeah, Priya was actually made for them, for the men in mind, because we're in a patriarchy, and god damn it, you're not about to rape a man in prison and take away his manhood. Yeah, so they made sure to make a law to protect men. Now, the law says it's supposed to protect everybody, but it doesn't. It just doesn't. It's supposed to protect women, men, and children who are locked down in some kind of detention center or correctional, whether it is state, federal, or whatever. Okay, everybody locked down in some kind of facility like that is supposed to be protected from sexual abuse and sexual harassment. Okay, however, I mean, that sounds awesome, but the practice, it's not happening in practice. Okay, what's actually happening is men are getting protected from sexual abuse and sexual harassment. Women are just getting raped. And then it's getting swept under the rug. That's what's happening all over the country. And there's very few situations where it's actually discovered that the woman is being hurt and something is done about it. Like something extraordinary has to happen for by women or officers. Wait. No, by officers. No, women aren't over there. I mean, like, it's happening once in a blue moon. I actually had to respond to a situation one time when I was internal affairs where a woman did actually, honest to goodness, get sexually assaulted by another woman. Well, that was like the first time I'd ever seen, heard that, anything in my state. Okay, I know it's probably happening, like, you know, once in a blue moon. Not even once in a blue moon. Okay, like once, who knows? Because for the most part, they're just willing participants. Like they're doing it a lot, and it's all out in the open, and they don't care. But it's the officers, not just officers and other staff members are out there assaulting female inmates all the time. Okay? And they're finding out, like, they know it, but they're sweeping it under the rug. That's what my department used to do, and I'm sorry, y'all, because I know people will ask me once in a while, like, where did you work? I don't ever tell the people what state I work because I'm talking cash money shit about them. And this is for my safety. Even though I'm states away from them, I live right outside. I'm literally 12 miles away from the DOJ. Okay? I'm 12 miles away from the DOJ, and I still don't say where I worked, because fuck that. But my department would find the truth. Okay? Oh my God, I'm sorry, Goddess Smith. Jesus Christ. But yeah, you said even that's TMI? I'm not worried about anybody knowing that I'm out here. I'm more worried about the old state than I am about being out here. But inmates use Priya as a weapon. That's how they get good officers off the blocks. Essence, I'm going to tell you this right now. It would only be temporary. Okay? It would only be temporary. And like, because there would be first an investigation inside the unit. And then they would have to, like, make a determination and then send it to whatever, like, yeah, like internal affairs. If whatever it is substantiated, then it's substantiated. And by substantiated, that means, like, is it true? So if the Priya situation is actually true, were they a good officer? Now, if they got, you were a union rep. Listen. Okay, and that's something else too. Unions. I don't know exactly. I don't know how I feel about unions when it comes to law enforcement. Like that. Because I was an internal affairs investigator and I've seen a lot of bad shit. There's a whole process before you get an officer removed from a place, removed from an area. Okay. And actually removing Moving an officer, like, okay, say somebody's working in segregation. Are you talking about they're getting fired or they're just being moved? Because if they're not being fired, then who the fuck cares? Okay? But if they are being fired, there's a whole investigation that happens before you fire an officer. Like, you don't just fucking fire. Like, seriously, I was a part of that process. Okay? As an internal affairs investigator, there is... oh shit, please like the live, please share the live, and if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me, and please subscribe. As an internal affairs investigator, the freaking unit does their own investigation. The unit is looking at their cameras, they're looking at witness statements, they're talking to people, they're doing all this stuff before the investigation even goes to internal affairs. Now, for when it gets to internal affairs, that's where we take over the stuff that the unit couldn't do, which would be lie detector tests. Okay, the CVSA, the computerized voice stress analyzer, which measures the loss of FM frequency in the voice that naturally gets made by human beings. Y'all that don't know, no, not fired. They put your, okay, Essence. I need you to know right now. Essence, I'm not trying to be an asshole right now. Okay, so please don't take this the wrong way. But who the fuck cares? If the officer didn't get fired, you know what I'm saying? Who cares? They have to move them. Like, if there's an investigation, they gotta move them. Okay? Because with Priya, like, yeah, there are inmates that do use this as a weapon. However, there's a process. So once they figure out what's going on with the staff member and the officer, that staff member is going to get in trouble for lying. And that officer is going to go right back to where they work. Okay? But they didn't lose their job. So it's not a big fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? Just like any investigation, like, it's not a big deal. Okay? That an officer got moved off of their block. Okay? That's not. They're not fired. Okay? So I really don't have sympathy for that, because there's bigger fish to fry. Okay? And then once they get their name cleared, they go back to where they were working. It's not a big deal at all. Like, it's seriously not. Like, I can understand if they got removed and they're like, they get walked off or whatever, but that's not what's happening, because they can't do that to folks. They can't just, like, kick them out of their job and send them home because an inmate, like, there's a whole process. Okay, so I really don't feel bad. There's literally nothing to really feel bad about. Okay, the only thing, I mean, it's maddening when inmates lie. When inmates lie and then disrupt the system, that sucks. However, all they had to do was, like, take an officer from over here and then an officer from over there and then switch them. That didn't affect anybody's money. Okay? So, I mean, like, what are we upset about? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not even a conversation. At all. And again, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but, like, let's really think about that. Okay? What are they, the inmate didn't do shit. Okay? Now, if it turns out that, like, the officer ends up losing their job, well, what the hell were they doing to lose their job? Okay? Is there some evidence somewhere that they were doing something that they shouldn't have been doing? Shit. Let's see, chat. What's going on, chat? Let's see, being a CO isn't worth it. A cop throws the animal in the cage and moves on. The CO has to live with it. Yes, it really sucks. And the COs make less. Yes. And we don't get pew-pews. We're sitting there with Walker and Texas Ranger and maybe some fucking OC spray. I have so many freaking uses of force that you don't get paid more per use of force. And it sucks every time you end up in a fight because you got to worry about your job immediately. Y'all, that's right. I'll go ahead and tell this story. Because I'll try to put it behind a paywall about this story. But I'll tell y'all about the one time I put an inmate in the hospital. And I was scared to death, y'all. There was a freaking guy. Yeah, that happens, but that's not. At least give us tasers. Fuck no, they shouldn't give us tasers. You know why? Fuck no. If they give you, could you imagine an inmate getting a hold of your taser? You're surrounded. Y'all don't understand, y'all. When you work in a prison, they're not like all locked up in cells. Okay, they're loose. Most of them are loose. So they are just walking around. Okay, you cannot have shit like that. It's bad enough carrying the OC spray, but you better have it like in a pouch that's got a snap on it so that you just lift it up. But getting a hold of a tape, that's crazy. Like, that would be the scariest shit, because you get sprayed once, that's bad enough. I mean, you probably actually, whatever. But getting shock after shock after shock, you could die. So yeah, you can't just carry that shit. But right, you really can't bring, like in my state, you couldn't even bring a weapon in the prison at all. Nobody had the authority to say, hey, I'm going to bring this in here. Not even under like crazy circumstances. What's going on, Red? Yeah. But shit, yeah, this being a CO fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. But yeah, but when it comes to women's safety though, because that's what we were talking about before, it's actually the women that are getting abused in there. They're the ones actually getting for real raped and assaulted. But you don't hear about that. First of all, you don't hear about it because nobody really cares about what happens to women. You don't hear about it because the people that are committing these crimes are staff members and not just the officers. There was a case where a chaplain was graping a woman for 18 months. 18 months of Mondays. 18 months of Mondays. That's like 72 Mondays. And if she was on her period, he was forcing her to do mouth stuff. And he gave her mouth herpes. He told her he had contracted that stuff from being a wild boy back in the day. And the only reason anything was done about it, y'all, was because, yeah, the chaplain, yes, the chaplain. You know what? Let me find the story. I'm going to read to you what this motherfucker actually said. Oh, please like the live. Please share the live. And if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me and please subscribe. Woo. Look how fast this thing goes. This damn computer y'all bought me. I'm still tripping out about that shit too. Y'all bought me a whole ass computer. Y'all got me this cool iMac. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. When my freaking computer passed away. Let's see if I can find the one. Shit, I can't find. Oh, okay, I'll be looking for this too long. Look, listen. What he told her, because she was actually a Mexican citizen, y'all. And she got caught up for drugs. Please like the live, please share the live, and if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me and please subscribe. Yeah. Hey, Chris. Listen. So, she entered a faith-based program that was supposed to last like 18 months. Okay, to help her get out of prison faster so they could go ahead and deport her. She just wanted to go home at this point, right? She had a deportation hold. Which was really like the only thing that saved her. Okay, so she ends up in this program. And right at the start of it, the dude's like, hey, how would you like to get some training on how to be a real woman of God? That's actually what this dude said to her. And she's like, well, what does that entail? And he's like, I want you to come to my office every Monday morning at 6 a.m. for some training. And the training entailed, great, And she was like, yeah, I'm not interested in that. And he was like, oh, okay, well, here's the thing. You're going to do it. And if you refuse, I'm going to go and talk to the warden and tell them that you're over here doing something crazy. And they're going to put you in the hole. You're going to stay there. And she's like, oh, shit, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. So she's like, okay. So this is already, before he even touches her, this is grape. Okay. It's grape anyway because he's in a position of power over her. That's an inmate and he's a staff member. So it was, but here we go. He's threatening her as well. So she gets there and he was doing everything to her. 6 a.m. every Monday. If she was on her period, he'd make her do mouth stuff. He gave her herpes. It was nasty. It was real nasty. And, he's a fucking piece of shit. Okay. The only thing, so she dealt with that for 18 months. And then she got deported to Mexico. As soon as she was safe, she told what happened to her. And they swooped in. And like the DOJ, because the DOJ, Mexico was like, hey, DOJ, what the fuck? And then the DOJ was like, what the fuck? And then they go and kicked in these people's doors and they're like, hey, what the fuck? Okay. That's the kind of shit that happens to women in prison. Okay. That dude went away for a nice amount of time. I think he's out now. But that shit, that's the kind of stuff that happens to women in prison, okay? It's not just the officers, it's just men. I have a whole outline dedicated to how women are not safe in prison. And just like Chad was talking about a little while ago, I don't know if Chad is still in here, but Chad was talking about how it's just not worth it to be a CO. It really isn't. Because like where I work, we're like one of the only countries where women are allowed to work in male facilities and men are allowed to work in female facilities. And now I'm getting into a whole other outline, y'all, because this is important. Because there's been people that have come in my live and asked like, hey, I was thinking about becoming a CO. And I'm like, at what kind of unit? Don't fucking do that. That's a bad idea, okay? Because what happens is... Actually, put a 1 in the chat, y'all. If y'all have ever heard that female COs are just over there having all kinds of sex with inmates. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard that shit. Yeah, there is a lot of fucking nasty rumors being told about female officers in these male facilities. It's a thing. Yes, Black Dahlia, your own coworkers will do you dirty. They sure the fuck will. Because here's what's actually happening, y'all. So, this happens with women in a male-dominated field anyway. I know this personally because I was in the fucking Air Force working aircraft maintenance. When you are a woman in a male-dominated field, people assume that you are going to fuck everybody. The men working with you expect that you're going to fuck one or more than one of them. Okay? That's what they believe. All right? DOAK? Yeah, you were a manager in auto. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can attest to this too. Y'all, thank you so much for completing that live goal. Thank you so much. Because, yeah, all those fest pops are super important with my, to help me get up the ranking. I appreciate y'all so much. Let me see where I'm at. I just made another goal. I am at... Come on now. There's so many little things to flip through. I am at number 301, y'all. Thank you. I'm top 500. Listen. So here's what happens. A woman in a male-dominated field in this country. Okay. All the dudes there think that she is going to have sex with one or more of them. And they feel entitled to that. So when a woman enters corrections and she's working in a place that's got a lot of dudes in it, exactly, Chad, thank you so fucking much, because there's always like at least one or two people every time I mention this stuff that talk about this shit that were, well, why don't they just work somewhere else if it's that bitch? Because most times, exactly, the prison is the only job outside of fast food and dollar stores, and it's the one paying the most money. Exactly, Sarah, there's nowhere to run. Exactly, so they gotta have a job. What the fuck do you want? Okay, so they end up working at a prison. Y'all, and I know this because, yeah, you go to a male facility, fucking the dudes think that you're gonna sleep with them when you don't. Y'all, they told us this in the academy. They told us for women to watch out. My instructor was a woman, okay? Y'all, please like the live, please share the live, and if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me and please subscribe. Subscriptions are half off for the first month during Live Fest. Thank you so much. Y'all, my instructor, who's a woman, back when I was at my first academy, told us, for the women, be careful. Because, yeah, these guys, if you're not sleeping with them, they might do stuff. The most benign thing that they can do while they're being salty is just not talk to you. You can't be friends with them because you're not fucking anybody. So now we're not going to be cordial. But then that could also move into, well, if she's not sleeping with any of us, then she must be here for the inmates. And then they start spreading rumors about the woman. Hand to God, this is what the fuck they do. So when y'all hear, because I heard a woman, some male-centered bitch came up here talking about, well, my family members said, and I said, are your family members men that are COs? Yeah. I was like, well, they're fucking salty because they tried to get their dicks wet and couldn't. And now they're talking shit about the freaking female staff members, because most of that shit is lies. And I know this because I was internal affairs, and most of that shit was lies. It's lies. Those male staff members get mad because those women wouldn't sleep with them, and they start rumors. So then you got that on one side, and then on the other side, you've got male inmates. There's been so many women that come up in my life talking about, well, my brother said, or my boyfriend said, that this woman was after him, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Or I knew a guy that got like 5 women per. Actually, somebody actually came in the live and said, I knew somebody that got like 5 COs pregnant. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't. Stop. That shit is so rare. It happens, but it's really, really rare. The majority of that shit is lies. Is lies. But the inmates are lying for a different reason than the male staff members. The inmates are lying because they know that if they're talking about having sex with female staff members, that nobody's looking at them, nobody's asking them how many dicks they were in there sucking. If they know, if they're going to say, yeah, this one was after me, or this lady was hitting on me, or yeah, I did this and that, because the dude's got like a 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, 20-year sentence. He knows how dudes are, and dudes are horny as hell, and they're sitting there trying to fuck every fucking thing all the time. And that desire doesn't go away when they get locked down. And so when they go to prison, they know that everybody's looking at them like, shit, man, you were back there for how long? And you, hey, man, are you funny? They'll ask, no, man, I was getting these COs. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. They were in every Tom, Dick, and Raoul up in that prison. Okay? They were sitting there sampling all manner of holes while they were locked down. Whenever you hear a man that came out of prison talking that bullshit, I almost guarantee you that that man was in there having sex with other dudes. What did Raul do? Raul was in there doing the most, Gardening Grunge. That's what was happening. Listen. Listen. The male staff members lie on the female staff members because they're salty as sour grapes. They make up bullshit. And the male inmates make up stuff. They lie on the female staff members because they're nasty and they were in there in the bathroom stalls. They were in the fucking showers. Okay? And they were in between the damn sheets. They were doing the most. They were in there gobbling and getting stuff. They were doing the most in there. And they're sitting there lying up on these damn... And I need y'all to understand me right now. After the Prison Rape Elimination Act of 2003, all these goddamn institutions got a shit ton of funding to get cameras, mirrors, locking up blind spots. Okay, just basically eliminating blind spots. Invested a bunch of money on training, policies, all this stuff. How often do I think men are actually being great versus being voluntary? They are more than likely having fun. Very little of them are actually being raped. And even that, yeah. And even when it comes to that very, very teeny weeny bit is them actually getting beat up and took. Most of it when it's rape is actual coercion. But that's even a small amount compared to the rest of the sex. It's mostly dudes having fun in there. And so they lie on female officers and say that those women are nasty. Yeah, they're just over there busting it open. No, they're not. Y'all, prison stinks. Jail stinks. It stinks in there. First of all. And a lot of that stuff is locked up. There's no place to hide. There's no place to hide, y'all. It's nasty. And they done locked everything up for the most part because of PREA. So we're talking about a law that came into play 22 fucking years, almost 23 years ago, y'all. Y'all need to finish the thought. When you hear men talking about that stuff, ladies, how hard is it? Exactly. Really not. Exactly, Chad. Not a whole lot. Ladies, how hard is it to find a dude to have sex with out here? How hard is it to find a guy to have sex with? Doesn't matter what you look like. How hard is it to find somebody to sleep with? If you really, okay, how fast? Because I'm seeing too easy's not hard. Let me be a little more specific. How fast do you think, especially with technology right now and apps and what now, how fast do you think a woman could find a man to have sex with today? How fast? How fast? Not even 5 minutes. Hold on. Chris, you're saying, what are you talking about? PREA was defunded in 2025? Okay, listen. Yeah, it was defunded, but PREA still exists. They just made cuts, but PREA is still a law. Like, PREA is still a thing. But that's crazy. Well, shit. That's kind of crazy because that's where a lot of the safety nets went in. But anyway, yeah, men are desperate. It's easy. Yeah, snap a finger, immediate, 2.6 seconds. But seriously, I feel like a woman could find somebody to have sex with if she really wanted to in like less than 2 hours. Okay? Now, y'all have to remember, please like the live, please share the live, and if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me and please subscribe. And hey, if y'all believe in the message I'm trying to give to y'all right now, please contribute to that live goal. And please use the Live Fest presence, okay, because that helps me with the rankings, okay? That helps push me up in the rankings. But listen, y'all. Having intercourse with an inmate is a federal offense, okay? It's a federal offense. It's nasty, okay? And you're going to go to prison for it, all right? When we're talking about how these prisons are a lot of times the only viable source of income, okay? The only viable source of income. And it's hard for women. It's hard for women women don't even make as much money as a man. Are you kidding me right now? Listen. And it stinks in there. And it's super, super easy for a woman to find a man to sleep with. Do y'all really believe, when you finish the thought, when you think of everything, you really think that it's as many women as these dudes out here talking about, whether they are staff members or inmates or ex-cons, whatever, talking about these female officers just nasty and just busting it open? No. These women are not risking jail like that. I'm not saying none of them are, but most of that shit is lies. I was in internal affairs for a while, and listen, y'all, the majority of the cases that I saw where there were men trying to say that they were, something was going on, or where somebody was like something was going on with a female staff member, it wasn't true. 99.9% of the time, it wasn't even true. It was bullshit. It was rumors, conjecture. It was dumb shit. It was dumb shit. A lot of dudes will sit there and make up some bullshit about the women because they are mad that she told him what to do. And so then he'll call Priya on her, okay? Trying to get her in trouble, all right? They do that stuff. However, there is a whole investigation that is done, and they figure out the truth. But y'all that have never been in a prison before, I'm going to tell you, it stinks. First of all, there's like almost no places to hide anymore unless you're like a higher ranking official, okay? Unless you're a higher ranking, y'all, there is no place to hide for the majority of these staff members. And it stinks. Y'all, do y'all know what who in here, put a 1 in the chat, y'all, if y'all have ever smelled a damn daycare or a nursing home that looks clean, but it smells like shit. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? A daycare or a nursing home, it looks clean when you go in there, but it stinks like shit. Okay, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Think that times 10, okay, when dealing with a jail or prison. It's disgusting in there. So now we're talking about, because they're eating the most horrible food, okay, it's barely food. And these guys are shitting all day. And that stink smells up everything. It all smells, prisons either smell like shit or it smells like the food that they're about to shit out. Okay? Or a combination of both. It's disgusting in there. And the majority of those female staff members are lower ranking people who do not work up front. There's no place for them to go. Y'all are tripping if you think that female officers are over there just all the time, just busting it open. These dudes are lying on the female staff members. It's misogyny. It's literal misogyny. It's misogyny and, well, it's misogyny for the male officers, but when we're talking about the inmates in there, they're just trying to throw, well, hell, we call it back in the Air Force throwing chaff and flare. Y'all, for those that don't know, when you're dealing with aircraft and you've got like maybe some bogeys, you're dealing with some enemy aircraft and they might be trying to fire upon an aircraft. The aircraft is going to release this stuff called chaff and flare, okay, that will help like with heat-seeking missile things, okay? You throw out that chaff and flare, it gets away from your aircraft, and that missile is going to go after the chaff and flare. That's what these inmates are doing, okay? When they're talking about female staff members, they're throwing that bullshit out because they don't want you to actually see the fact. They don't want you thinking about the fact that they're in there sampling every Jamal, Mike, and Juan. They're trying to make sure that you're not thinking about all the booty holes they're over there sampling. Okay? So they're talking about female. Yeah, that female guard. Yeah, that guard over there. Yeah, she want me. Or yeah, no, she was trying to get at me. And no, I thought she was fine, but or I had sex with. No, they're not. No, they're not. They just don't want you to know what they're actually doing in there. Which is the most. Which is up in them showers. Which is up in them bathroom stalls. Which is up in them sheets. Which is in the kitchen. They're in there. God dang. I just had a memory pop up from back in the day. From back when I was a uniformed officer. Yeah. They found inmates in the freezer. Trying to warm each other up, y'all. That's what the inmates are actually doing in the prison, y'all. Very few of them are actually having access to female staff members like that. Very few. The majority of the crap that y'all are hearing about is lies. Lies. Because they don't want people to know that they're over there. They were supposed to be putting meat away, and they were putting the meat away for sure. Just not what they were supposed to be doing. I'm so sick of hearing that bullshit because the women are over there losing their lives. Women are over there getting beat up. I've seen situations, and I don't even understand why this woman got fired. She didn't do shit. She was doing a damn security round. This is what happens to women in there. Okay, there was a situation where a female staff member, she was brand new, and she was working at a maximum security unit. Flock, and thank you so much for the fest shares. Hold on, let me do this real quick. This young female staff member was working at a maximum security unit, okay? And she was doing a security round. And this where the dudes are locked down 23 hours a day, and they gotta, they gotta be escorted out. And when they go to recreation, they gotta be put in a damn cage like a goddamn animal, okay? They don't go anywhere. No, I broke my chalk. They don't go anywhere unsupervised. Somebody's got to have hands on them anytime they're outside of their cell. Locked down 23 hours a day, out for one. She was working in a situation like that, okay? Doing a security round. She should have been safe. But no, the fuck she wasn't. No, the fuck she wasn't. Because what ended up happening to her? Some asshole got out of his cell. He popped his door. And he snuck around. And he jumped off of, I think, the second tier. The second or third tier. And I can't remember right now. Either way. Oh, the inmate was fine when he jumped off the tier. Because he broke his fall on the female staff member. And broke her collarbone. Y'all, please like the live. Please share the live. And if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart meal. Please subscribe. Yeah. 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 He got loose. He popped that damn door and got out. Yeah, Geronimo, exactly. And landed on that woman. And they fired her. They fired her. Yeah, why her? I don't know, but it was stupid. Because they're trying not to get sued. They always did that shit. They try to make something somebody's fault. I don't know. She couldn't sue. Nah, you can't sue that place. Where I worked was one of those dirty states. It was one of those dirty ass southern states where she's not about to be a defendant in her own court. You understand? So yeah, there's like nothing that they could do. It's dirty. Yeah, it was real dirty. I did not appreciate that shit. It was just real nasty. But yeah, that's the kind of shit that was happening. But yeah, that bullshit where female officers are being seen as like just nasty, they're just doing a bunch of nasty shit. What's going on, Digital? That is not the truth. That is a lie. That is a lie. You nearly got ran off from one of the facilities for beating up an inmate. It's because that's not a thing. There is no, you got to get the fuck out of here. You're not even a person. There is no such thing as mutual combat with an inmate. That's fucking dumb. What's going on, Art and Insanity? Did that girl get out safe? I mean, yeah, safe and fired. Well, I mean, I don't know if you call it safe. She had a broken collarbone. I don't know, but I mean, she lived, but that shit was crazy. I don't know. Anyway, where the hell's Nola? Nola was here for 2 seconds, and then she was gone. And I'm supposed to be doing battle prep. We might end up doing that battle prep later, but I should probably... I gotta go. I gotta go and, like, talk to my children and stuff. Oh, who was that just got their daily heart meet? Art and Insanity, thank you so much. He's a rage baiter that... What? I don't know. Am I missing someone? I don't know what you're saying, Patricia. Let's see. I know that's a lie. Who wants the dirty? Yeah, they're really disgusting. They're really gross. But yeah. Anyway, biggest takeaway though is ladies, like, yeah, like, stop letting these dudes come home to you. OG Kimmy, thank you for the daily heart me. Digital Jules, thanks for the daily heart me. Don't let them come home to you. It's not worth it. Your kids aren't safe. There's all this stuff that you don't even know that you don't know. That was like the first thing that I learned in crisis negotiation. The stuff that you don't know can wreck your life permanently. Green Eyes is asking, how do pedos make it out of jail? What do you mean? Make it out of prison? How do they make it out of prison? They serve their time and get the fuck out? Y'all, there's a huge misconception that, like, chomos are sitting there getting their asses beat and shit all the time. They're not. Y'all, there's so many chomos in prison that they're literally safe. For the most part. Yeah, you were always told they got hurt in there. That's because that's what people hope happens, and that's what happens on television. That's what people say they're going to do. The only people that I ever saw hurting chomos was white supremacist groups to get their patches. So, like, and it was actually, like, one particular group that was trying to get their patch, their tattoo on their body. Their initiation thing is to go beat up a chomo. That's it. But, like, regularly, like, they're not, oh, House of Beautiful Bullies, what's going on, lady? But for the most part, they're not getting beat up. Because there's so fucking many of them. Y'all, like, I don't think, yeah, it's weird. Because I thought that, too. I thought, when I first started working in the prison system, but when I realized, like, how many of them were just out there loose, like, they're just loose. And they go, you know, they're shit. They just do their shit and they leave. Let's see. Miss Devereaux's asking, did they show me respect? Those guys. The white supremacists? Actually, yeah. I didn't have a single problem with them. Which was scary. I didn't understand that. I had no problem. I think one thing was because they didn't find me a threat. I'm a black woman, so what the fuck? But nobody ever talked to me crazy or anything like that. You know who actually gave me the most problems? See if you can guess who gave me the most problems working in the prison system. I want to see if y'all can guess. Yes, black men. The Bloods. The Bloods bothered me because they were having sex with each other all the fucking time. That's the most they were doing to me. But yeah, it was the black men. Yeah, those are the people that gave me the most trouble. And I think it was because, actually, I found a lot of them would say stuff like, oh, you're supposed to be nice to me. Or we're on the same side. I'm like, fuck the fuck? No, we're not. Ask somebody. I never divulged that information. Oh, House of Beautiful Bullies, you said not the Bloods. Yeah, don't get me started on them fucking guys. Don't get me started on the Bloods. Y'all, actually, I don't know. Y'all ain't Y'all ain't chipping in no more. Y'all, I don't know if y'all want to hear it. I don't know. I might talk about the Bloods. If y'all want me to talk about the Bloods, let's see what we can do about this live goal. Do y'all want me to talk about them? OG Kimmy, thank you so much for the level up sparks. And congratulations on getting to level 9. I appreciate it. That's good for both of us. Unfuckwittable, yeah. And Destiny, okay. Do it. Hey, I'll do it when we get that live goal completed. I'll do it because I got a lot to say about them. I got a lot to say about them motherfuckers. But we'll see. Let's see. You had a black woman supervisor and they would scream at her, "You're a disgrace to our race." Yes. I had so many issues with black dudes in there. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers. I would think that I wouldn't have I didn't know. Y'all, this was back when I didn't understand the dynamics. I hadn't been around. First of all, I hadn't been around felons at all. Y'all, I hadn't been around that shit. The only black dudes I'd ever been around was my family members, my fucking dad and my uncles and shit. They don't do that shit. So I didn't know. I didn't know shit. And then I got there and I'm like, what the fuck am I seeing right now? Like, it was fucked up. Let's see. You were asking about the girl that was packing to leave when you last. Yeah, okay, so she got out. The dude left the house before the cops got there. House of Beautiful Bullies. Thank you for getting your daily heart me. Yeah. She, yeah, he left before. So I don't know if she got her car, but she got safely away from the apartment. She ended up in a hotel. And that's all I know. Rockstar is in communication with her and let me know about that this morning. But I think he still has her property, possibly including her wallet. I'm not sure. Let me see. Oh, Destiny, thank you so much for the fest pops. Let's see. You were younger, would have been scared. Actually, I was kind of older. I was older. Because, y'all, I had been in the military, y'all. Like, I was active duty Air Force for 10 years. But, I mean, I was still kind of worried about that shit because I had never been around that kind of bullshit before. And so I had no idea. Like, I've never... Oh, House of Beautiful Bullies, thank you so much for the fest cheers. I had never been around people like that before, so I didn't know anything. Okay? I had never been around criminals. Damn, I'm running out of this. But yeah, I had never been around criminals. I had never been around street dudes. I've never been around any of that shit before. And, because, you know, like, my family didn't play that shit. Beautiful bullies. I gotta put the bullies down here. Yeah, my family didn't play that shit, you know? I come from law enforcement types, military types, farmers. Fucking farmers, okay? People with ranches and shit. I don't know nothing about that shit. Okay, so when I went into corrections, I just didn't know what to expect, and I saw a bunch of shit that I just didn't understand. I was fucking pissed. Yeah, she yelled right back at them that they were the disgrace. Yeah, that's what I would tell those guys too. Like, are you fucking for real? They didn't like me. They would call me all state and shit. And I'm like, I'd rather be all state than all fucking prison, bitch. Like, what the fuck? Let's see. In prison or not, dudes expect you to allow them to do whatever. Yes, and face no consequence. Exactly. Like, that's what the fuck I saw all the time. And it was like, they were the only ones that treated me like that. The majority of my uses of force ended up being with, you know, black men because they tried to hurt me. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm just trying to do my job here, and now you're being an asshole. Yeah, I was very unhappy about that experience because it was the first time. I really wasn't expecting that. I was actually expecting to be in danger from the white supremacist groups. I never had a single problem with that, with them, ever. Now, they probably said a bunch of shit about me behind my back, but they never disrespected me to my face. They never threatened me. Like, I didn't have any issues with them. But yeah, I was getting threats and shit all the time from black men in prison. And I think it was because they just felt like, and probably because they've been used to their whole lives being freaking coddled by the black women around them. And they probably expected that I was going to be the same way because we look the same. But it's like, no, dude, we come from two different worlds. And I think you suck. And I know that, hey, you beat women, dude. We're not about to be friends. You beat ladies. Gross. Please like the live. Please share the live. And if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me and please subscribe. Okay. Let's see. The racists and Mexican Mafia gang members never argue with you. Yeah. Yeah. I had a little issues with like the brown guys, but not a whole lot. I mean, they would be dicks, but not that fucking bad. Like, not anywhere like... It wasn't like... I was shocked. I really couldn't believe it. And I remember telling my dad that, and my dad was just like, really? And I was like, Dad, what the hell? Like, what is that about? Well, Sebastian, I'm going to tell you why I think they left me alone, y'all. I'm going to tell you why I think they left me alone. So, I think they left me alone because they were doing stuff. They were doing stuff that really affected outside. Like, remember when I told you I ended up getting a job as the fusion center analyst? I was working with local, county, state, and federal law enforcement agencies to include the FBI and Homeland Security when I was working the Fusion Center to stop crime. The state I lived in had a real problem. There was a lot of shit going on, and the people behind it, because I found this out when I went to like this weird ass Homeland Security briefing, it was freaking white supremacists. I didn't realize how big of a like white supremacist population there was in my state. But it wasn't just that they were there, it's the stuff they were making moves. And it wasn't just that they're doing drug deals and whatnot. No. It's because they had political ties, y'all. So it turned out, let me see if I can, let me draw it out for y'all. I'm going to draw it out. Let me get my notepad thingy out so I can show y'all so you can understand what I learned. So, okay, let me undo that because I wasn't sure what the... Oh, come on. Okay. I'll make that bigger. Okay, good. Okay. So here's what we had. So I'll call this prison. So we've got dudes in prison. These little squares are going to be the lowest ranking gang, okay, in the prison. At least, and we'll call it the state. And then I'm going to make some bigger triangles. The bigger triangles are going to represent another gang that's bigger, that's actually over these guys. And then you've got this other gang on top. These guys answer to civilians. Civilian organizations who answer to probably somebody with some money or some people with some money. And then those guys answer to a politician. Okay, so here's what it is. So these little squares represent, these are all prisons, prison inmates. And for instance, for an example, because this is my example for the state, but I'm not going to say what gangs. So this is a gang. These are crash dummies right here in this group right here, okay? These are actually the guys that get their patches in from beating up chomos, okay? But these guys answer to this bigger gang right here. These guys have more authority, okay? I forgot to make a little line right here. Another line right here. So these dumbasses answer to this other prison gang. So this is a prison gang, answers to another prison gang, okay, that has higher authority. These guys are the foot soldiers inside of the prisons, okay, that are just doing bullshit. These guys don't get in a whole lot of trouble, but these guys are actually doing things like, they're actually staying out of trouble really because they are organizing dope deals outside of the prison. They're in the prison, but they're doing shit outside. But these guys actually answer to another organization. This is another prison organization, right? But these guys are bigger. They are telling these other dudes what to do, okay? These guys give orders to this prison. This prison gang gives orders to this prison gang. This prison gang gives orders to this prison gang. And these are the crash dummies. But this prison gang answers to other organizations, like some lower ranking outside organizations. And these are free men. Okay? Those free men answer to a smaller group of other free men. But these guys have some money. Okay? These guys have money. And these free guys answer to these guys. These guys supply a politician. Some politician somewhere. Y'all understand? Put a 1 in the chat if you get what I'm talking about right here. So, these crash dummy dickheads in prison answer to this group of more quiet prisoners that are out here orchestrating dope shit outside. But they answer to a bigger prison gang that's not really do. They're just telling the other guys what to do. But these guys answer to free organizations. Okay? Think Oath Keepers. Think, who was that other group of fuckheads? Think them motherfuckers, okay? But those guys actually are supplied and they answer to some rich motherfuckers. Proud Boys, thank you so much, House of Beautiful Bullies. And then those guys deal with a politician. Okay? That's the stuff I dealt with. Well, that's the stuff I helped to deal with. Okay? I wasn't high on the totem pole. I was dealing with the prison part of it all. Okay? That's the shit that's going on. Please like the live. Please share the live. And if you can contribute to the live goal, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to get your daily heart me and please subscribe. Yes. Yes, Ms. Devereaux. Mm-hmm. And we had a problem. With organization types like that. Yeah, Homeland Security came and they were dealing with a lot of shit. Because this was activity that was really not good. That they were trying to stop. Okay. But yeah. And they never go to jail. Well, some of them do. Well, wait. I'm not sure what group of folks you're talking about. The politicians? Politicians, yeah, don't really go to jail. And the people with the money also don't go to jail. But those dumbass organizations that are free, like made out of free men, yeah, they do stupid shit to go to jail. Sometimes. But yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. Oh yeah, Miss Devereaux, they're not going to go to jail. But yeah, so that's it. That is the kind of bullshit I used to deal with back in the day. Um, which is again like I'll talk about the Bloods, which I guess y'all don't want to hear about the Bloods, and that's cool because I'm about to get up out of here anyway. I gotta have some lunch. My stomach is growling. I might talk to you about the Bloods another time. But it's like I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of them, but I'm scared of those. I'm scared of them other guys. You want to hear about them? Well, I had a target. I had that live goal. I had the live goal. So y'all are competing with me and my lunch and spending time with my children. So yeah, if I'm not getting those fest pops, then I could be doing something else. Nah, I'm not about to talk about them. No. I'm not talking about them today. Or not right now. Maybe later. Maybe some other time. But yeah. Yeah, we might talk about them some other time. But I'm going to go. Plus, I'm tired anyway. I was up until like 2 a.m. But yeah, I'll be back, y'all, at 7 p.m. Eastern. Shit. And I guess we could do the battle prep then. We'll do the battle prep then. Let's see, where am I? Let me see where I'm at the, this thing. All right, I'm number 303, which is cool. I'm happy, but damn, yeah, I am moving down though. Shit, how far did I move down? I moved down a few. It's all right. Hopefully I'll catch up later. All right, yes, I'm getting the heck out of here. Going to hang out with my family. Making some preparation. I might actually buy some more props. I'm gonna see what I can get. But I will see y'all at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hey, everybody that got their names up here for the wall for the fest cheers, y'all, your names are staying, okay, for the rest of the day, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the 131,000 likes. Thank you for all the shares and the power shares and the reposts. That's a new thing. Excuse me. Thank you so much for all the gifts. Thank you so much for participating in the Live Fest dealies. I really do appreciate y'all. I have a battle. It's my first agency Live Fest, like it's my first campaign battle. I've never had one before. Okay. And that's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. I'm also going to be on later also. I'm going to be on late because we've got like the double the points hour that's happening between 9 and 10 p.m. 9 and 10 Eastern. Okay. So that's like everything that gets thrown in counts for double points. And yeah, I'm battling tonight. So we didn't do the prep now because I guess Nola must have been busy. But we'll have to come back and do the prep to make sure we got everything we need. What's the difference between the new kind and the regular battle? Well, this battle is actually like this is business. This battle is business for me. Yeah, let me show it to y'all. Yeah, so like all the other stuff that I've been doing, all the other battles are just like, you know, those are technically friendly battles. Like they're not serious ass battles. 9 p.m. Eastern, Alicia, is when that battle is. But this is the first one I've ever had where it's like, oh yeah, this is some serious shit. Let me show you. Like they put it in the, yeah, it's like, oh, your match is coming up. The Sunday Fun Day battle. Yeah. In case of a draw, another... What the fuck? Okay, yeah. So, here it is. Sunday Fun Day. Ooh. And here's the match schedule. So, that's me. That's today. And I'm going against a lady named The Shy... I forgot what her name is. The Shy something. But, yeah. I'm going against her. I think she's actually a battler. So... I'm going to need all the help I can get. This is about to be crazy. But it's my very first one. So yeah, I'm excited about it. And we'll be doing prep for it during my live at 7 p.m. to get ready to make sure we've got all the stuff. to make sure we got all the power-ups and everything that we're going to need for the battle. Because I want to win. I mean, I know it's my first one. I might not win, but I'd like to win. I would very much like to win. Let's see, Sarah's saying, hey, I saved all my jail letters from my jail boyfriend just to let you know. Oh, gosh. Oh, you poor thing. Ugh. Burn them. Hell. Oh, hell. I'm dipping down even lower. Hell. All right. As I'm about to leave, I'm at 303. I'm still in the top 500, and that's cool. But yeah, I want to get back to where I was. I think I ended yesterday at like 200 something. So I am going to get out of here. I'm going to regroup. And, oh yeah, Mama Llama, I'm about to go. I'm hungry. My stomach is growling. Okay, so I got to have some lunch. I'll probably take a nap because I'm going to be, oh, okay, Mama Llama. But I'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern because, yeah, we've got a whole other topic. And I have an important battle coming up, like a battle for business. And so I'm excited because this is my first, like, honest to goodness, real battle. Yeah, you got to vote. Okay. Oh, you got to vote. Oh, okay. I will, let me know when you're finished, Mama Llama. And then I'll get out of here. But yeah, I'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern. I am super, super excited. Aw, my ex-mother-in-law is telling me that my ex-husband is going to get that weird air purifier that I was requesting for my daughter. Her room is literally a cave. There we go. I cannot stand my ex-husband, but his mother is nice. Anyway, Mama Llama, did you do the thing? I'm hungry. I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to go. But yeah, if anybody in here, yeah, y'all, for anybody in here, check your backpack. Check your back. Yes. Now, in your backpack, you will probably have some tickets in the exclusive, like where you would, like where the battle stuff goes. I can't pull it up right now because, oh, actually, I might be able to find somebody else that's got it. I don't know. Hold on. But yeah, there is a spot in the backpack on the bottom and it'll say exclusives or in the gift thing. And that's where like your backpack for the battles are going to be. And also the tickets to vote for Live Fest, because you can vote for your favorite creator. Oh, hey! Hey, I got a message, y'all, from Anna. Okay, so she said, hey, I'm good. I got into a hotel last night, and I've been decompressing from everything. They didn't take him last night because he had left, but I did contact his PO today. Rockstar had reached out to me and is going to help me get to a safe place. Just glad to be away from him. Okay, she is safe. Oh, that is so good. Okay, good. Yeah, well, oh, too bad the guy didn't go to jail. Anyway, so let me see. Let me see if I could find something that shows like where your stuff would go. Live Fest. You got 30 in your... Okay, you found them? Okay, good. Okay. Let me see. Just in case anybody else... Let's see. Votes. Location. I can't spell. Ooh, I am hungry. Okay. Let's see, that's how to get free votes. How to send and collect votes. Okay. So, let me see. Oh, there's another way to do it. Oh, okay. Oh, Go Populars actually helped during Live Fest? Well, I don't know. Okay, so yeah, there's a whole other way to do this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sitting here trying to figure this out. Okay, so if y'all go to... Uh-oh. If you tap on the, like where the Daily Heart Me thing is, and then you scroll down, then fan club activities, Live Fest 2025. And then from there, you can send the votes. Yeah. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do that. That's cool as heck. I just realized I've never clicked on my own thing. And then it shows me my stuff. That is so cool. I like that. Okay. Yeah, so that's how we do that. Does anybody else, how much the votes count? Shit, I don't know. Hold on a second. Let me go back there. I'm not sure, but I feel like I just saw it say they count for 1 point, but give me 2 seconds. Let's see. Yeah, 1 vote equals 1 point. Yeah. And so, yeah. And so every point that I get moves me up in the rankings. And yeah, let's see, you're at level 4 fan. I don't know what that means. That's just that's the fan club level. Oh, Cynthia, thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, voting is different from the fan club. But yeah. So every vote equals 1 point. And then every Live Fest, GIFT, what's my rank? My rank is, I think, 303. Yeah, I'm 303. Yes. Did what work? Serenity, I don't know what you mean. Serenity, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Did what work? Hey, Mandy. Yeah, I can set my live goal to votes. Yeah. Yeah, I saw you did that. The heart me and vote. I don't know, because it doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me that you voted. Like, I don't get some kind of notification. And the heart me, I don't think I saw it. Oh, Nicole, thank you so much for the money gun. Thank you. I don't... Unless I missed it. Oh, no, Serenity, I do see your daily heart me. Yeah. But I don't think it tells me about the votes. Yeah. Well, Mama Llama, I think a big part of it is that, like, I'm not getting, like, humongous gifts right now. I'm not saying that word, GIFT, anymore. And, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing, none of those things are happening. And they haven't happened since. Like, I was like, oh, let me be quiet. Because, yeah, I'm trying to make sure I don't get dinged. But yeah, I'm still up there in the rankings. I'm happy about that. But I do want to make sure that my spot is secured, because this round is going until like midnight the 25th. Well, no. It's not midnight the 25th. It's technically like 11 or 22:59 on the 25th. So like 11:59 p.m. on the 25th is when it's over for this round, because it looks like they're just taking a break for like Thanksgiving and stuff like that, and then it's going back, like it starts up again later, like a few days later, like after the holidays. So yeah, there's a lot to this. Let's see, you said nothing and got penalized too. Yeah, the A. Oh, you just ordered some tier. Awesome, Yunti. Yeah, that stuff is great. That stuff is amazing. I love that stuff a lot. Man. All right, y'all. It's 2:04. I'm going to get out the door. Yeah, I rhymed. That was so lame. Y'all. Let's see. Some dick. She exaggerated her experiences. Homeland Security. I went to a briefing. What a bitch. It's because I'm black. I know what that is. It's because I'm a black woman. And it's like, oh, I can't have possibly worked in conjunction with people. Because who the hell am I? I can't stand motherfuckers. I didn't work for Homeland Security. But I could have worked for Homeland Security. You gotta go, bitch. Just for being a dick. Alright. Y'all. I am out of here. I will be back at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna have to do some battle prep. And the battle prep, according to NOLA, does not cost a whole lot. Actually, maybe we should just do that now so we can see what we got. Is anybody available to do a battle? A fake battle? As in, the only thing that's being tossed out are like fest pops. Is anybody available to do a mock battle with me so that we could get the power-ups? Anybody that's going to be here tonight? Actually, you know what? We might as well just wait until tonight. We should wait until tonight because we got 2 hours. I'll be here 2 hours before that and then, yeah. But I'm going to get out of here. Y'all, thank you so much. Now we're at 138,000 likes. Let's see. Fallon saying you have to go to the backpack and claim the tickets, comment thingies if they followed what you said about the... Huh? I don't know what you mean. Clicking on the gift thing if they go back after... Girl, I don't know what you're saying. Can you come up and explain that? I don't know what that means. You have to go back and claim the... Can you come up real quick, Fallon? The backpack is... You know where like you go to gift? When like where you open up the gifts and you see all the different ones in there, the backpack is down at the bottom. Like it'll say exclusives at the bottom. And then there'll be a backpack. Oh, I'm sorry. Nobody can come up right now because I've got this thing on here. Oh, Unfuckwithable. I'm so sorry. I didn't see that you sent are you still in here? Oh no. I didn't see that you sent that thing. I'm going to sing it anyway. I'm so sorry. Unfuckwithable. Thank you so much for the fest gear. I'm so sorry. I didn't see. Hold on. Let me turn this off. Because I can't add people up if, Where is she at? Nope, I can't. Hey, Fallon, can you request up? Because it says send votes. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. I don't know, but I'm starting to have a headache and I need to eat. Can y'all do me a favor and look at the... Oh, Fallon's coming up. Like, hold on. Let's see. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, what were you trying to say?
Okay, if they followed what you said about the clicking on the gift thing and claiming that the live goal things, you know what I'm saying?
No, can you? I'm so... Fallon, please.
When you click on that present gift thing, like you told us and you showed us on your iPad.
Uh-huh.
Going in and claiming all that. After you do that, then you go back to that present, and then it lists a ticket. It says comment, and you just gotta hit claim, claim, claim. And there's a third one. I don't remember what its wording was, but if you go back in, I'm not sure because I'm not positive how the battles work exactly, but I think that sets you up for your battle later, like locks us in that, because it had me claim a ticket, a comment, and then again a third thing, but I just click claim, claim, claim.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm 100% lost on that. I'm sorry, I don't understand. And I think part of it, I did not really get any sleep last night. And then is somebody asking me to do a Mama Llama? Ooh, I'm sorry, Fallon. Mama Llama, there's videos. I'm not gonna do a video on how to do that. I'm sorry, because there's videos already for how to do the thing. So if you could search, because yeah, I'm tired, y'all. Yeah, there are already videos, like there's a bunch already. But yeah, okay, y'all. I will be back at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for the 138,000 likes. Thank you for the shares and the power shares. Thank you so much for all the Live Fest gifts. I really appreciate y'all. Oh no, it's okay. I'm tired and my headache is starting to come back. I took medicine for it before I went live, but it's because I didn't sleep long enough. I didn't fall asleep after all that stuff that happened last night. I didn't fall asleep until 2 a.m. and I kept waking up like I was just I'm messed up for the day. So I'm going to have to take a nap, and I will be back at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for all the comments and all the gifts and everything and the support during Live Fest. But I will be back 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have to do the battle prep then. And that's fine. Like, that'll be good. And it won't cost much. To do that, it'll just cost us like a few cents to do the battle prep to make sure that we can get the power-ups so that we can be ready for the battle tonight at 9 p.m. And I'm really excited about that. Alicia, thank you so much for the club cheers. Thank you. And I am going to get out of here. Oh, see you at 7 p.m. Eastern, y'all. Bye.